The Miami Dolphins are rolling. Ever since parting ways with Chris Greer, this team looks completely transformed. Sure, he didn't step on the field, but it feels like the franchise finally shed that old, losing mindset and started moving in the right direction. And wow, did the Dolphins look sharp. This might be the best version of the team we've seen in the last 5 years. Let's be honest, the Buffalo Bills aren't the same powerhouse we've seen in past seasons. Their defense looks shaky, their offense lacks weapons, and several key players were out. But none of that changes the fact that Miami dominated in all 3 phases of the game. There wasn't a single thing Buffalo did better. The Dolphins averaged nearly 7 yards per play, committed fewer penalties, and executed cleaner football from start to finish. Everything that's usually been a problem for Miami, discipline, preparation, halftime adjustments, it all clicked today. Mike McDaniel deserves real credit. It's clear this team believes in him. Week after week, they're playing hard, showing effort, and proving that this locker room has bought in. And hey, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, like this video, and share it with your friends. Hit that bell icon so you never miss an update on everything NFL. Now back to it. This was a statement win. 2 victories in the last 3 weeks, including one on the road against the Falcons and this big one at home versus the Bills. That's how you build momentum. Tua Tagovailoa deserves some love too. He played smart, composed football. Was he the main reason Miami won? Maybe not, but he was solid. The defense set the tone, but Tua managed the game well. Those 2 interceptions? They don't mean much. The first came on 3rd and long early in the game. It was basically a long punt to Waddle that got picked off. The second was another deep shot late in the 4th, where Waddle slipped on the route. Nothing to panic about. Overall, Tua played a clean, confident game, and that's exactly what this team needed. The Dolphins are locked in, focused, and finally playing like contenders. Tua was steady, but Devon Chain was electrifying. The rookie looked unstoppable, posting 225 total yards, with 174 on the ground and 51 through the air, plus 2 touchdowns. That's not just a good game, that's a statement. His speed, vision, and burst turned the Bills' defense inside out all afternoon. And give credit where it's due, the Dolphins' run blocking has been outstanding. Sure, this offensive line still struggles at times in pass protection, especially on the edges, but when it comes to opening lanes in the run game, they've been one of the best units in football. When Miami builds an early lead and can stick to the ground game, this offense looks unstoppable. But when they're forced to throw from behind, that's when things get shaky. Still, this was the perfect script for Miami. Control the pace, dominate the line of scrimmage, and wear down Buffalo's front. And how about Waddle? 5 catches, 84 yards, and a touchdown, pure precision. There was even a report earlier today from NFL insider Tom Pelissero saying the Bills tried to trade for Waddle before the deadline. Reportedly, they offered a 2027 first-round pick. Let's be real. Why on earth would Miami trade one of its best young stars to a division rival? That would have been a disaster. Thankfully, the Dolphins said, no thanks, and Waddle made Buffalo pay for even trying. He burned rookie corner Maxwell Harrison on a 38-yard touchdown, showing exactly why you don't mess with this receiving core. The Bills came in hoping to make a statement. Instead, they got a reminder that this Dolphins team isn't backing down. They're faster, tougher, and playing with purpose. Miami didn't just beat Buffalo, they made a point. We've talked a lot about the offense and Mike McDaniel's play calling, but it's time to give this defense their flowers. Defensive coordinator Anthony Weaver had these guys playing like warriors. Now, on paper, Josh Allen's stats might look decent. Over 60% completions, 337 total yards, 2 touchdowns. But don't let the numbers fool you. The Dolphins shut him down when it mattered most. The only times Allen found any rhythm were during those backyard scramble plays. When Miami kept him in the pocket, he had nowhere to go. The secondary locked down his reads, and the pressure up front never stopped coming. This defense executed their game plan to near perfection. Here were the keys to victory, and the Dolphins nailed every one. Stop James Cook, mission accomplished. He finished with just 53 yards on 13 carries and even coughed up a costly fumble in the first half. Control the clock. Buffalo's slight edge in time of possession came during garbage time, so it barely counts. Play complementary football. Miami dominated in all 3 phases: offense, defense, and special teams. Every turnover turned into points. They forced a Josh Allen fumble, picked him off in the red zone, and recovered Cook's fumble, all leading to scoring drives. Keep Josh Allen contained. He ran for only 31 yards, and when he stayed in the pocket, the Bills' passing game completely vanished. This was a defensive masterclass. 3 sacks total, 1 from Bradley Chubb, another from Zach Sealer, and 1 from Willie Gay Jr. And remember, they did this without Chop Robinson and after trading away Jalen Phillips earlier in the week. No excuses, just execution. This was Miami's defense making a statement. They're not just fast, they're physical, disciplined, and ready for any challenge. Let's take a step back for a second. This was more than just a win. The Dolphins traded away one of their best pass rushers, Jalen Phillips. They were without rookie standout Chop Robinson. Their top cornerback, Rasul Douglas, was sidelined. And somehow, this was the best defensive performance of the entire season. Holding the Bills' offense, one of the league's top units, in check like that, that's not luck. That's heart, preparation, and pride. Honestly, this defensive showing was even more impressive than the game against the Falcons earlier this year. That Atlanta offense isn't explosive, but Buffalo. They can score on anyone. And Miami flat out shut them down. Now, let's be realistic. The path to the playoffs is a steep one. They'd need to go on an almost perfect run, and that's not easy in this league. Still, if the Dolphins keep playing like this, you can't help but wonder, could they make a late-season push? Their next 3 games look winnable. The Washington Commanders, a struggling New Orleans Saints team, and the New York Jets. If they can take care of business in those matchups, that would put them right back in the mix with a fighting chance. It's funny, just a week ago, nobody would have believed Miami could string wins together like this. But football changes fast. A team that looked broken a month ago suddenly looks alive again. Even if this surge doesn't lead to the postseason, there's value in what they're building: identity, discipline, and pride. With Chris Greer gone, the Dolphins are finally playing fearless football. And if they keep that mindset alive, this could be the spark that reignites the entire franchise. If that's how this season unfolds, it says a lot about Mike McDaniel and this team. It shows the players haven't quit on their coach. Maybe the roster isn't perfect, but the effort and belief are still there, and that matters. Looking ahead, the Dolphins have 7 games left. Realistically, they might win 3 of them, finishing around 6-11. That might not sound like much, but considering how this season started, it would be a sign of progress, not collapse. Let's be honest, the final stretch won't be easy. The Bengals, Steelers, Buccaneers, and Patriots all present major challenges. Each of those teams is fighting for playoff positioning or pride, and none of them will roll over. Miami will have to earn every inch. But if they can take the next few games, build momentum, fight for each other, and keep improving, that's how you lay the foundation for the future. You don't rebuild overnight. You build brick by brick. And maybe, just maybe, this is the turning point. A moment where the Dolphins rediscover who they are: tough, fast, and hungry. No matter what the record says at the end, this team is playing for something bigger than stats or standings. They're playing for respect. And in the NFL, that's where every great comeback begins.